Child protection is everybody's responsibility, and in the past that's been taken perhaps in a reporting framework where people think, yes, it's my responsibility to report what I see as neglect or abuse. And of course it is, but that's become the only interpretation of children being everyone's responsibility, and we need to move more strongly to a sense of responding. So it's more about, if I see something in a family that's people not coping, instead of judging, maybe I go and support that person or help them to find some support. And that's one of the things that family support hubs do, is that they provide that kind of environment where the whole community can get around a family and, together with professional support, help people to move past some of the crises that they have.
It's always busy here for one reason or another. There's always groups or activities coming in, so while there's not a typical day, you sort of know what you're in for based on what groups are going to be around. But you know, the phone can ring at any time, whether it's a mother or father in distress over a parenting issue or a problem with a child, or it could be a financial issue or domestic violence issue, which is becoming increasingly more common for the mums in particular. And I guess it's a matter of us responding to the needs as we can, and also thinking, okay, that's what we had planned for this morning, but this situation's just arisen and we need to triage and work out what has the priority and adjust our day according to meet the family's needs at the time.
But I think because it's family zone, you don't need an appointment at 9 o'clock on Monday. She knows that if she's having a drama at 9 o'clock on Tuesday, she can still come and share that with us. Or if on, what day of the week is it today? Friday, she's got some exciting news, she can come and share that, like she shared her email with me this morning. She knows that if she's got a question, it'll be answered on the day. She knows that we'll support her to liaise with Families SA or the school here in Adelaide, a whole range of things, but she knows whether it's good days or bad days, that it doesn't need to be me, it can be any of the staff. She can just come in and have a chat.
As a school, we are not funded, I guess, on providing external services. Our role predominantly is on education, so having Family Zone attached to our site has enabled our site to offer a more comprehensive service for families through our link with Family Zone. I think the Children's Centre services are fantastic as well. I think that they focus predominantly on health. I think that the ability of Family Zone to offer, I guess, a different type of activity, a different type of service. I wouldn't say that it's the same type of service. I think they're two very different services, and I guess I see Family Zone's programs, activities, services as possibly very holistic, enabling a wider range of services to fit the needs of the people that need the services. Yeah.
They do become part of the family. Other families will have major hiccups or slipbacks, and it's about us being at the bottom of the slippery slide to catch them and prop them up and get them back up the top again. So, and like some other people that come to the centre, she now comes to the centre and gives back. In the new year, she'll be helping us with a girls' day, so she can do nails now, so she can show us that she can do nails. She's actually already helped out when we had a workshop during the year, and she did nails and foot spas and things like that, as do some of the other women who have travelled a journey. Natasha comes and does the reading, which is really fabulous, and Vanessa comes and helps out with the mums group. So it's about getting people to a spot where they can then help the next person along, and that's what community is about. So.
The Nordic countries are interesting because they are known throughout the world as the countries that take early childhood the most seriously of all the OECD countries. And they started developing family centres about 30 years ago and have developed them and refined them, and now they're looking to roll them out a lot more broadly because they've found that delivering integrated services, wraparound services to families at risk is the most effective thing you can do in terms of delivering social services to vulnerable families.
And that's something that we see here on a daily basis at the Family Hub Zone is families supporting each other, individuals supporting each other, children supporting each other.
Economists such as James Heckman have shown that investment in early childhood in intervention and prevention services gives you a tenfold return in terms of what you save in the rehabilitation programs, the incarceration programs, etc., that will be needed if children don't grow up with the kind of support that they need in the early years. So if you invest in programs such as Family Zone, $100,000, you'll get a return of the order of $1 million in terms of what you save later on.
How do we resource these sorts of centres? And in some cases, government's taken responsibility for that. In others, we've been able to bring together a whole lot of different sources of resources. So that's not just funding, that's about having volunteers, that's about having other communities that support us in all sorts of other ways. We've brought together government, philanthropy, both state, federal and local government, but also community groups and people who are willing to donate things. We need your help for the Family Hub Zone to continue in the way that it's been. We have some funding for some of the activities, but we actually need that support function to be resourced. And there are all sorts of ways in which you could do that. People can lobby for that to happen within government, or people can support through donation. And so whether it's through volunteering or fundraising or funding, we need support for this Family Hub Zone to continue.